I'm Alexis.
And I'm Tiffany, and we're the hosts of Legit KidLit, a video series where we get to see into the secret and silly lives of authors and illustrators.
We love to celebrate and promote books, but most of all, we want to say hey to all you readers out there trying to find that right book for you. We hope that you can find some new reads after today.
Our special guest today is Bidania, author of the Astrid and Apollo series.
Hi, I am Bidania, the author of the Astrid and Apollo series, and I'm really excited to be here today with Legit KidLit to talk a little bit more about Astrid and Apollo and myself. Astrid and Apollo is a 4-book series. It's an early reader chapter book series that published in August, was published by Capstone.
Hi VT, welcome to Legit KidLit. Can you give us 5 words that describe what readers might find in the Astrid and Apollo books?
So 5 words would probably be food, because I talk a lot about food in the books. Family, the books focus a lot on family relationships, and Astrid and Apollo are twins. They're brother and sister, and they're really close and they get along, so family. Fun, because they have a lot of just fun adventures, with each other, with their family, with their friends. And did I mention food? And probably food again. Yes, the focus of the books is not food, but I mentioned food a lot. So yes, food, family, fun, food, and more food.
I'm sold on all the food.
Speaking of food, I thought it was really cool how in this book, Astrid and Apollo and the Starry Campout, you had mentioned the popular Hmong foods and listed those here. So kind of curious, what are some of your favorite foods?
Well, I definitely love egg rolls, which are really delicious, but I also really like sesame balls, which aren't just Hmong food. They're a food that's popular in a lot of countries in Asia, but they're like crunchy, and inside there's filling, and those are probably one of my most favorite snacks. It's something I loved as a kid, and it's something that I still like to eat as an adult, but I would say, yeah, sesame balls and definitely egg rolls. So I wanted to write this book series that would not only include Hmong characters and Hmong children, but that would show them as the stars, not minor characters, not characters on the sidelines, but actually the stars of their very own series, because I think that they deserve to see themselves as the heroes of their own books and the stars of their own stories, like most children, like all children, Hmong kids just, they're beautiful and brilliant and funny and hilarious, and they just want to have a good time. And because they haven't really been included or represented in mainstream books and in KidLit, it was really important for me that they would see themselves in this more authentic and accurate representation, but also a more in happy stories and having happy experiences. I really wanted to celebrate them, and that's why I wrote this series. And Astrid and Apollo are just that. They're just a celebration of Hmong kids. They're just kids, 8-year-olds, 3rd graders who just really want to have a good time and who are just thinking about, fun things like having fun activities with family and just going out and just exploring the world and just having a good time.
That is really beautiful, and I'm glad that we have your books to celebrate the Hmong children and the culture. So one thing in your books is all of, like you mentioned, they do all of these fun activities. So some of them are fishing and camping and the New Year and soccer. So where did you come up with all of these ideas for Astrid and Apollo to do?
So actually each book is inspired by real true life experiences, either things that I've had happened to me or my family or people that I know. I definitely wanted to make sure that the kids would be going camping, which is a very popular Minnesota activity and popular with Hmong families as well. I wanted to make sure that they would go fishing, and the soccer tournament, the Hmong soccer tournament, is a huge tournament and a huge event that happens every year. So I wanted to make sure that they would attend that, and then the Hmong New Year Festival as well. It's just a huge celebration. Like I said, all of these books are based on actual events. For example, in the Starry Campo, what happened to their family, that actually happened to my family when we went camping. Yes, we accidentally left our cooler outside, and yes, we were visited by some little critters at night. So all of these loosely based on actual experiences that I went through.
So growing up, whenever I could find a book series that I loved and found out that it had more books to it that I could look forward to finding and reading, it was just such an exciting moment. So for those of us that really enjoy the Astrid and Apollo series, will there be more books coming out in the series, or are we stopping at the 4?
I'm so glad you asked that, because there's actually 4 more books coming out in August of 2021. So readers can see Astrid and Apollo going on even more adventures. They will be going to the farmer's market with their grandma. They'll be going to a Taekwondo tournament and giving a concert at school and celebrating their birthdays. So yes, definitely there's more books coming out, which I'm really excited about. When I go do school visits, a lot of students ask me this question, and whenever I tell them, they get really excited. I had one visit where a student, when I said that more books would be coming out, she actually just fell off her desk and lay on the floor because she was so happy. So another thing that one student said, which I thought was so adorable, was when I said there would be more books. I think it was a boy. I think he said, "Why did I not know about this before? My life has changed." So I thought that was really sweet.
Oh, I love kids. That is adorable. And, I think it's cool that you have 4 coming out. Like 4 came out at once and then 4 again, because that really helps keep the momentum going for kids. They have the short attention span, and they need that next book over and over. So that is really awesome.
Yes, definitely. I mean, as a series reader myself, I know how hard it is after you read a book and you really love it, and then you have to wait 6 months or maybe a year until the next book comes out. So my publisher tends to publish their series all at once. So that was a good thing. The only thing is, because they're short, the kids get through them immediately, and then they have to wait an entire year or so for the next books. But it's just nice to know, yes, that 4 more are coming out, and once these come out, then they have them all at once to read.
So can you finish this sentence for us? If someone read and enjoyed blank, they will probably also enjoy reading Astrid and Apollo.
So if someone read and enjoyed the Azalea Lane series, or the Mindy Kim series, or the Sadiq series, or even the Katie Wu series, then they're probably going to enjoy Astrid and Apollo. If you like realistic fiction chapter books, then you'll like Astrid and Apollo.
Is there a book that you've read recently and have enjoyed?
A book I recently read that I really loved was When You Trap a Tiger by Tay Keller. That just won the Newbery, and I love that book. I cried so much. That's probably the most recent book that I read that I really loved.
So, can you show off your adorable pet for us?
So this is Akamaru. She's my little Morkie. She's about 9 years old, and she's part Maltese, part Yorkie, and we've had her for about 2 or 3 years now, and she's just the sweetest little thing. In the video, she seems a little bit big, but she's actually tiny. She's 5 pounds, and she's my best friend in the whole world. Akamaru, say hi. Akamaru, hi. This is Akamaru.
Oh my goodness, she's adorable.
Yes, and she's very low maintenance too. She doesn't bark, doesn't shed, doesn't really need to go on very long walks. All she wants to do is just cuddle next to you and nap, pretty much. So she's really great. She's, like I said, she's my best friend.
All right, well, thank you for showing off your pet. So now tell us, do you have any hidden talents or a funny story from middle school you want to share with our viewers?
So I don't really have very funny memories of middle school, and I don't think I have a whole lot of talent. hidden talents, but I do know that I've never really been a great cook, but I really love to eat. And one of the things, as I mentioned, is I like to eat egg rolls. And as you know, if you've read the Starry Campout, then the character Astrid, when they went camping, she really wanted to eat her mom's amazing egg rolls. So recently, I learned this amazing egg roll recipe, and I've actually gotten pretty good at it. And people get pretty impressed when they eat the egg rolls, and yeah, they've sort of become popular. So luckily, I recently just made an egg roll video. So if you want to learn the recipe for my amazing egg rolls, you can check out my video, which will be on the St. Paul Public Library website at the end of the month, and then you will learn how to make these amazing egg rolls.
We are nearing the end of our episode, but we're going to play a quick round of rapid fire questions. VT has no idea what questions we will ask, and she will have to think and answer on the spot. Are you ready? To be honest, I didn't prepare very well, so even I'm surprised by these questions. So here we go. Rainy days or sunshine days?
You know, I like sunny days, but I like rainy nights. Those seem really cozy.
Do you have a nickname your parents used to call you?
Yes, I do, and I actually love this nickname. It doesn't really apply anymore, but my dad still calls me it sometimes. It was Skinny Bone. Yes, because when I was little, I was really skinny. Even though I loved to eat, I was really skinny, so they always called me Skinny Bone.
What superpower would you want to have?
That's such a hard one. I'm probably just going to say the power to stop procrastinating. If I had that superpower, I think my life would be a lot easier.
That is perfect.
I need that too. If you could travel back in time, what period would you go to?
That's such a hard question. There are so many time periods in the past that I liked. Strangely, the first thought that came to mind when you asked that was maybe I would try to travel back to my childhood, which wasn't exactly an amazing time, but it's just such a different time. And whenever I hear songs and movies and everything, when I hear about things that took place during that time, you know, they're very nostalgic. And so I think I might just travel back to that time.
That is so funny because my next question was, what was one of your favorite songs or bands when you were growing up?
Again, a really hard question. I went through all these different phases as I was growing up, and there was a point when I was really into listening to pop singers from Hong Kong. So I would listen to these Chinese songs that I was really into, and then after that I got into this phase where I really loved listening to music from pop singers from Thailand. So yeah, that's when I think of growing up and the bands and songs that I was really into. It was just kind of a mixture of these different international pop stars and listening to their music, and just, yeah, that's kind of what I listened to growing up.
What's for dinner tonight?
Again, another really hard question. It's been really hard to cook lately. I'm actually not the cook in the family. My husband is the cook, but lately we've been so busy, and it's just been hard to come up with anything really good for the kids. So it's been a lot of pizza nights lately, and takeout. Tonight we literally have no idea, and it's a question that the kids ask us every day, what's for dinner, and we're just like, I don't know. And when I woke up this morning, I was also thinking, what are we making for dinner tonight? I have no idea.
You like to live dangerously. I like it.
I feel like I need to go find that egg roll recipe and make those tonight. Like, that sounds amazing.
Yes, and they're called amazing egg rolls too. So I promise you, once you learn this recipe, they'll be easy to make, and you'll probably want to make them all the time.
Close your eyes and tell us the first thing that you think.
Oddly enough, I did that, and guess what? It was food.
We were just talking about food, so yeah, understandable.
I was wondering if you could teach us a couple Hmong words.
Ooh, good one. I'm excited.
I'm so glad you asked that. I actually teach Hmong words at my school visits. So I teach a couple of words to the kids, and they're really good at repeating, and they always have excellent pronunciation. So since we were talking about food a lot, I will teach you how to say eat in Hmong and egg rolls. So when we say eat, we don't just say, the word for eat is no. which means to eat. But whenever we're talking about having a meal, we tend to say no mo, which means eat rice. Literally, it means eat rice, because no is eat, mo is rice. But even if you're not eating rice and you're just eating whatever, you're eating pizza or dinner or breakfast or at lunch, anything, you would say no mo. So that's how we say eat. No mo. No mo. That means to eat. And then I will teach you how to say egg rolls, which is ga yao. Ga yao. So if you want to say that you want to eat egg rolls, you can say no, which is to eat. Ga yao, which is egg rolls. No ga yao.
Okay, I'm gonna try it. No gallo. Did I do it right?
That was amazing. Are you sure you're not a fluent Hmong speaker? You did a great job.
I'm gonna go downstairs and greet my family that way.
Yes, and then they'll say, what?
And then I'll say, we're gonna eat egg rolls. We actually had egg rolls last night. So we're gonna eat them again. Yay!
Well, I don't know anyone who doesn't love egg rolls. Although eating them in excess might be a little much. But yes, egg rolls are delicious.
Well, VT, we are so happy that you joined us today. You made us hungry for books and for food, and we had fun talking to you, and we hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks to everyone for watching.
Oh, this has been so much fun. Just chatting and obviously talking about food is amazing. So we really appreciate you hanging out with us today and teaching us some Hmong words and telling us about your books. And everybody needs to be on the lookout for the upcoming 4 books that are coming out, and then go grab the other 4 that are already out.
Thank you so much. It was so fun being here and talking with you. I really enjoy legit KidLit videos, so I'm really happy to be a guest here. And yes, check out Astrid and Apollo if you haven't already. Yes, 4 more books are coming out in August, so thank you for letting me talk about the books a little bit and about food, and I hope you and everyone else has a nice rest of the weekend as well.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.